Yeah, I'd wonder that Jay Morris. No, I think he was sick. From what I understand, that he was sick, didn't make the trip. I know there's a ton of just where I'm at. There's a ton of flu and cold and stuff going on right now. Obviously, as happens when fall really kind of rears its head um, up. But yeah, no, I think it was just a sickness, not anything bad. So no injury that I'm aware of. But we'll see once we kind of find out. I still feel that the defense, especially in the secondary, needs a lot of work getting a fourth on work. Yep, I agree. You can't give up those back-to-back um, those fourth and long situations. That's really been a bugaboo for this team, over and over again this year, um, without a doubt. Um, Maybe so. Wrong. Um, It does feel weird. Jinx and Union have been the traditional powerhouses in the Tulsa area, this year. Well, over the last, 10, 15, 20 years. You could sprinkle in Broken Arrow from time to time, but this side of the state really been, um has really been dominant. But now Bixby's one of the fastest growing towns, community areas in Tulsa, and not only Tulsa but the state of Oklahoma. So they have got it rolling, and they're as big of a powerhouse as anyone in the state is. So, there's their enrollment's still not quite at the level of a Broken Arrow. I mean, and I continue to say this over and over again. It's To me, it's kind of a crime that Broken Arrow hasn't been as good at at football. I know that they did win a state championship a few years ago, and they've had some pretty good teams. But as just by the sheer fact of the numbers, they should dominate. They clearly have the biggest enrollment on this area. Those of you that aren't familiar with Broken Arrow, their campus looks like a small college. Um, Campus there. They have an incredible stadium and things like that. So it's but yeah, I mean your point's well taken. This side of the state, whether it's Union, Jinx, Bixby, Broken Arrow, Owasso has really dominated the 6A level of high school football for quite some time, and I think part of it's because some of the schools over on the west side have split. Um, More, the Norman schools have split, the Edmond schools have split, which have made it. The Moore schools have split, which has watered down the talent a little bit between the different schools, but which is something that you're probably never going to see around here, just because there's not a need right now. So um, Kansas State is dominating this game early on against Oklahoma State. They're up 14 to nothing. They have the ball again. Looks like they have the ball at their own 38, if I'm looking at that right. Unless I'm behind here. Um, no, no, I'm sorry. That was from the 62-yard run. So a 62-yard run by Deuce Vaughn, and now Kansas State is up 14 to nothing. Really just laying it to Oklahoma State right now. 4 carries for 75 yards for Deuce Vaughn and the touchdown. 4 for 7 for 69 yards and the touchdown for Will Howard. And Oklahoma State's struggling. They only have 37 yards of total offense right now. Um, and here's what I've said about Oklahoma State over the last, and just because of this, if I was an Oklahoma State fan, I would be pretty disappointed because you've got two, and who knows what the rest of the season, but the last 2 or 3 years, Oklahoma State has been good enough to not only win a Big 12 championship, but play to just get to a spot in the playoffs. But you've got a guy at quarterback that is very untrustworthy. Um, Overall, I mean, he's a guy that's gonna wow you in a lot of ways, but he's a guy that's gonna make turnovers and make um, bad plays, in a lot of different ways. Um, untimely turnovers, ill-advised passes, and just bad decisions just overall. So we'll see how it continues to go, for them. But again, they have appeared to be a just a like I said, and don't get me wrong, he's played um, really, really well. Um, Overall, but he gets into situations where he doesn't make great plays. I mean, great decisions all the time. Um, so I see some comments in here, kind of some recruiting. Well, let's go to this question. I thought the linebackers were pretty pretty decent. I think Deshaun was really good. I think Aguebu made some good plays, but missed a few tackles as well. Stutzman again, agree, hit and miss. Really, really good positioning on that interception. But there's some time. But I thought they all tackled well. I think that's the big thing. They tackled extremely well.